What's up, everybody? It's Jason, Zombie Collector. And I had another uh, box of cards that was sent to me by my friend Greg on Facebook, a bunch of Japanese cards. Kind of just want to show them off, have something to do while maybe people might pop in. It's 1:10 p.m. on the East Coast. On the East Coast. And I know a lot of people will be watching that foosball and all that. I'm not really much of a fan of the foosball, but I thought I'll show off my cards just so I can have a record of somebody sending me some stuff. And people get on and we chat. Fine. If nobody gets on and chat, I'll just kind of show the cards off and be on my way. What up, baby Bobka? So I got to get used to this setup. So we got a Kurt Suzuki right there. His fifth year card looks like right there with the Oakland A's. I don't know. Did he play? Was he still with the? Was he still with the Nationals last year? Then we got Hideki Matsui. Now, I've said this before in other videos, and I'll say it 100 other times. Sometimes, if you're a player collector, you really need to make sure you're looking at the back of the cards. I'm not telling anything, I'm sure, to most people, but this is like from the New York team set right there. This is not from the regular, factory set. Or like from a blaster or whatever. This is from the New York Yankees team set. So this is a different card, essentially. It's a variation. Hey, what's up, Jamar? Sorry, my poor, terrible almost 42-year-old eyes. What's up, brother? So, yeah, Matsui was good. But it's sometimes worth taking a look at the back of the cards because sometimes there are different variations that you don't even know they are. So it's worth doing that. Like this is another one. This is here, Max Suzuki. This is one called Future Stock. Now, if you see other cards of this, I'll show later. I'll have somewhere else where this same card doesn't have this little silver, whatever you want to call it, like little silver like plate. It doesn't say that on there, and so you might take this card if you're a player collector of like Ozzie Smith or Barry Bonds or Don Mattingly or Ichiro or Barry Larkin or whatever, and you'll just say, oh, I already have that card, toss it off to the common stack or the whatever, but you don't realize this is actually a different sort of card. It's an insert or a variation or whatever, and it kind of sucks because you just got rid of that card and you may need it. And then, of course, with Bowman, sometimes they do Bowman Gold, and they have to do regular Bowman. They do for different variations of Bowman. And another Max Suzuki. You had a cup of Kohi with the Seattle Mariners. Another Max Suzuki card right here, right there. They had a problem spelling his name on multiple different cards. Here's a different variation. So let's take a look. Then we got another Max Suzuki with the Don Russ. This is an insert card, actually. Well, I didn't realize this. He was 6'3". That's a pretty big guy. I never realized that. Wow. Okay. 6'3". That's a monster. It's a monster. Then we got Tsuyoshi Shinjo, who had a cup of coffee with the New York Mets and with the Giants. He came over here. He dyed his hair blonde and thought he was hot stuff. It turned out to be not so hot. He was not too hot to handle, too cold to hold. He was not. And so let's see here. So yeah, that is what it is. Oh my gosh, dude, are you serious, man? I am like, that's gonna suck if a lot of the stuff I sent out as an eBay seller, if that happened, the same thing you're saying, dude, I'm gonna be so fired up. If they're like leaving things laying around in the water and stuff, man, I hope not. I sure hope not. I'm like praying everything gets there fine. Here's a Masato Yoshi right here. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. I just went to the Dollar Tree with my son. We just got back about an hour ago, so I can go pick up some supplies, so I can do some more shipping and stuff. But man, that makes me crazy. There's another Masato Yoshi. He played with the Mets. He also, I think, played for the Expos. I'm not for sure who else he played for. I want to say maybe I'm not for sure. Mets and the Expos are what I remember him from. Then we got Hideki Irabu, a.k.a. Fat Pussy Toad from George Steinbrenner, who's a real classy guy. Yeah, that's unbelievable, dude. Did you have insurance on that? Surely there had to be insurance. Either you had it or someone put it on there for you. You should be able to get your money back or get that replaced for sure. Then we got Hideo Nomo right here on this checklist from Pinnacle. So there's that. Yeah, I surely hope so, man, because I'm gonna be really upset because I know that today, I got $50 insurance too, man. I'm like praying that there's no water gets in there. I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, like that just makes me nervous to even hear about it. But I'm hoping we gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. Then we got Takashi Saito. Some of these cars are pretty beat up. I feel bad. Like I know this is a care package. And I'm not complaining. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. But if I was going to send out a care package to somebody, like if I was going to send out one to Jamar, for instance, I'm going to send them cars that are like in mint condition. I'm not going to waste my money and shipping and his time to send him. I don't know who you collect, Jamar, but like, let's say you collect whoever, Bryce Harper or whatever. I'm not going to send you a bunch of Bryce Harpers that are all bent up or have soft corners or have lots of chipping on them unless it's like something you're asking for. So I kind of feel weird why you spend all your money on shipping something to somebody on a car that's all beat up. I don't really get it. Here's a Hiroki Kuroda card right here with the Dodgers. I like this card. I like these cards here. I like the Heritage cards. They looked really good. But it's just like, I don't know why people do that. I kind of feel bad because it's like, that's your money you're kind of throwing away because, I'll put it in my collection if I don't have it. But as soon as I get an upgrade to that card, or if it's all beat up and it's messed up already, I'm not even gonna put it in my collection. I'm just gonna put it in the garbage. It doesn't make sense if it's like a modern day card and it's all tore up from the flow up. Here we got Tomo Oka. Yeah, you collect everyone. That's my problem too, dude. I collect everybody. That's the problem. That is a problem right there with the Expos. Then we got some Bowman for Kazuhiro Sasaki right here. Oh, that's cool. The Hostess team set or the Hostess baseball sets from the 70s. That's awesome, dude. Those are real fun. Here is a Chrome, which I did not have the Topps Chrome of Sasaki. He was actually a Rookie of the Year for, I believe, 2000. He was a closer for the Mariners. He came over from Japan. Obviously, he didn't go anywhere else. He stayed in Japan, and then when he was ready to hang up the cleats, he left. He didn't try to keep playing another baseball teams. Here was a Fleer Ultra, I believe. Yeah, Fleer Ultra card of Sasaki. And here's a Hideki Matsui right there. Yeah, man, that'd be cool. Whenever people can build those master sets, either baseball, football, basketball, whatever, I think it's really cool. And especially those older vintage ones, because you got some big dollar cards, a lot of those sets. So it's really cool when you can find them, and then pull the trigger on some of those big cards, and then put them into your set. I know that Mark Stoff Investor nowadays, he'll crack them out of the cases. He'll buy them and then crack them out of the cases. And I think also Caesar, but man, he does the same thing. He doesn't want to stay in the cases. If you're a set builder, he cracks them out and puts them inside the binder. Here, this is a cool one here. This is what they call a double up. So there's Ichiro on one side, and then there is Nomo on the other. Oops, sorry, I'm hit my notebook there. Sorry about that. So that was cool. I didn't know about that card. That definitely wasn't needed in my collection. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, the oddball stuff is very cool. I know Dave Blue Jacket 66 does it. Obviously, Rick, oddball collector, vintage oddball collector, he does as well. A lot of that stuff's out there. I mean, and unless you get some of the more higher end, harder to find, or like Hall of Famers, a lot of those food and beverage and and candy or like different like stores like the Walmart, not Walmart, but like Woolworth and whatever, different like stores from back in the day. Some of those cards are pretty easily available to get. Now, of course, the older you go and the further back you go, those cards become more and more difficult to get at a decent price. There's another Suzuki card. And then, so I was telling you all, for the ones who were in here earlier, so I was saying that they had that little the distinction on here was like a little, it said like future stock up here in this corner, shaped like a base, and then this one doesn't have it. So that's what I'm telling you. Sometimes you got to be careful. If you're a player collector like me, when it comes to these Japanese guys and like, of course, Mattingly, Ichiro, Larkin, Maddox, and some of those guys, you really got to look at these cards because sometimes they're variations of the card that you're looking for, and it's really nice to have. So, excuse me. Hey, what's up, Joey? That's cool. You got your first. You order your first 4 cards, the 1964 Topps Giant set. Yeah. If anybody there, let me get my words together. If anybody has the Giant cards from the top set from '64, there you go. You can send them to Joey. He has a good place. You can send him a good home. He'll keep them safe out of the elements. So that'd be good to go. I know that Dave M has had some. I think Ground Chuck has some. I want to say maybe Dave Blue Jacket 66 has some. That they said in the past they had extras. So you might want to reach out to some of them. So there you go, another Hideki Matsui right here with the Yankees, of course. So there's on the Bowman from 2007. Then we got opening day Irabu right there. And then what else we have? Oh, this is a cool one here. This is from Best. It's one of the I guess it's like one of the I don't know, like not main. It's kind of like those like classic cards, or like before they become Yankees. It's like the AAA cards or whatnot. So you have this kind of card here, Hideki Irabu with the Best. It says Tampa Yankees, so obviously that's a AAA, I guess, card of Irabu. And this is a good card here of Hideo Nomo. Right there. Yeah, Ground Chuck's a good one to be in contact with. Also, I think Cubs fan, Jason, he also, I think, is collecting or has been collecting the top 64 set. And he might have extras or doubles too, so you might want to reach out to him. Here's another Kazuhiro Sasaki on the Upper Deck Victory card, which is pretty cool. Yeah, dude, you're exactly right. How cards have been going up in price. I mean, especially vintage, consistently. I mean, you hear the stories of Mangini. He talks about, just a decade ago, 12, 14 years ago, he was finding cards that, now are like through the nose for, under $100. Like some of these like big time Hall of Famer, players. And he's finding the vintage stuff for like $80, $100, $60, $20. And now they're like hundreds of dollars and in some cases thousands, and I'm sure if they got graded. So, it is what it is. I've already shown that card, I know for sure. So then we got a Kenji Jojima. He was a catcher for the Mariners. He played for the team I used to live in an area in Japan called the Fukuoka Hawks, or SoftBank Hawks, I should say, in Fukuoka. That's where my son's mom's from. So when I lived in Japan for those 12 years, I used to go there and watch them play. Here's another Hideki Irabu, who was half white, half Japanese, half white American, half Japanese. I believe his father was ex-military, and so there you go. He ended up being he was a big dude, 6'4", and he never, I don't think, really knew his dad much. He ended up dying. So not maybe his dad, but I'm talking about Irabu. He ended up dying, so he didn't. Unfortunately, he had a very sad life. We got Hideo Nomo right here. It's going up. Yeah, you're right, Jamar. It's going up steadily, sir. And it's just I don't feel like there is a roof. I think at the beginning of this whole pandemic, people going crazy spending money. I think a lot of people, including myself, was like, this is a flash in the pan. This is not going to last very long. Maybe a handful of months. The market will, even out, and people will jump ship and not be as hungry for all this vintage or even modern day cards. But like I said in one of my other videos, dude, here we are like 10 months later, 11 months later. I mean, we're almost in 2021, and there is really no end in sight. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's going to be the new norm. These prices are not going down. They may stabilize a little bit, but it's not going to go back to like pre-COVID prices. And if it does, it doesn't seem like it's going to do that anytime soon. So I feel like we got a ways to go before and or if we ever see those prices dip down again to a more reasonable amount of money. But I feel like for a lot of us who are mid-level card collectors or even like budget card collectors, our days are either numbered or about non-existent any longer. Yeah, exactly. $100 in 1994 for a 33 Gehrig. Now 3,000 plus. Exactly. Here's a team set for Ichiro, or team card, I'm sorry, for Ichiro right there with the Mariners, of course. And then we got Kosuke Fukudome. Don't get his name mixed up and say something inappropriate to the wife and kids or to your friends. Then we got Hiroki Kuroda with the Dodgers. Yeah, no kidding, dude. I mean, like, you're exactly right, Jamar. Like, man, like if I could go back to the two car stores I used to go to as a kid, one was called the Trading Post that later became Hockey Man's, and then there was another one called that was called the Sporting Page that turned into Hockey Man's, and there was one called the Trading Post in Southern Indiana. And I remember they just had those cards laying around, and they were like, I'm not even kidding you, $5, $10 cards. I'm sure like some of the rookie cards were like 20, 30, 40 bucks of like some of the big name stars. If I could go back to like 1985 Jason, 1984 Jason, 88 Jason, 89 Jason, oh my gosh, dude. I would just would have taken my hand like down the aisle and just like scooted everything into a cart and just would have been like all the way in. Just push my cart up to the front. They didn't even have carts at card shops, but I would have went and got myself one. I just would have scooted all of it in and then laid down a few $100 and been like, thank you. And then fast forward back to 2020. And then, I'd be living up on a mountain, in a mansion up on a hill somewhere with my water and crackers and shotguns and ready for the end of the world. No, just kidding. Just kidding. But I got my Babe Ruth. I ain't going anywhere without my Babe Ruth. So, yeah. Yeah, I think that's kind of disturbing, like you said, about, I know there's a lot of people, there's a couple channels and people talking about that, and I don't know enough about that world to understand, but I do think it's very dangerous that a collector owns the company and then it went back to being private. So everything's going to be being done behind closed doors, and quite frankly, I don't know if people have really thought about this, but think about this, guys. And I mean, and this is somebody who's getting into the whole grading thing or whatever. So I'm throwing shade even at myself, I guess, whatever. But think of it like, riddle me this. Even before the whole Nat Turner thing happened, but even now it's even more in my mind, but it definitely could have happened before. But let's say you sent in a Mike Trout, whatever kind of card, or a Lou Gehrig, or Roberto Clemente. And let's say they have somebody there, a quality control person or whatever, has another card, the exact card, and what stops them from not swapping out the card that's a little bit worse off than your card, and then they make the swap? Have you ever thought about that? Unless it's a 1 of 1 or something like that, it was like a very unique or specialized card that they couldn't do that with. But if it's like your run-of-the-mill Sandy Koufax rookie card, what stops them from not taking one that's in a little bit better condition that was sent in and then swap it with theirs, and then now Nat Turner or whoever has a better quality card, and then they grade their own other card, and now you get that card back. I always wondered that, because sometimes if you watch enough of these reveal videos and all that stuff, of PSA reveal videos, I don't know about you, but I hear all the time, well, I never saw that mark on that card. When I sent that card in, that card did not have a dent in the corner. I didn't see that chipping on that card. And, you know, some of you guys who are way more into the grading than I am will go over there with a loop. We'll do like floodlights on the card to make sure it looks good. We'll double check, triple check how somebody else checked. And then you send the card in, and then the card comes back, and it looks like it's not the same card you sent in. So, I mean, can they not have a stack of cards that are like high dollar cards off to the side somewhere, and not just be like, oh, let's take that one. That one's that Jason sent in a better looking copy of that Ichiro rookie card. Let's move that over there. Let's take this from the box. We'll give him that one. What stops them from doing that? Honestly, you know, and I know that's a conspiracy theory or whatever, but there's some unscrupulous things been going on by these companies, including PSA, who've had like literal legal issues. So it's not like this is like way out of the extreme of what's possible. I mean, what do you think? I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. Right, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, like I said, I mean, you know, I'm not saying, look, I just did a submission. I'm going to probably do another submission. So I'm not saying I'm not part of the problem. The cards I'm sitting in, I'd seriously doubt anybody's going to like lose their mind about trying to swap my cards out. But I'm not also sending in a Ted Williams. I'm also not sending in a Derek Jeter Gold or whatever. So, you know, there are those that have way more invested in higher end stuff. And what up, Spidey? What up, Scotty? How you doing, brother? Than myself. So I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. And like I said, you know, you can call it whatever you want. You're like, oh, that's conspiratorial, or that's a conspiracy theory, or whatever. Or you're making up situations that aren't really going to happen. But before the whole trimming, coloration, doctored card, 2 years ago happened, nobody was saying that's going to be an issue. And then lo and behold, it became an issue, and it became a legal issue. People were actually receiving letters in the mail from PWCC and PSA and everybody else saying, you've had a doctor. It's come to our attention that you've had doctored cards in your collection. So it's not like this is not something that's actually has happened and may still be happening. And then if you take a card company that's went public and bring them back private with a collector at the helm, just saying. You know, and I mean, that's the thing. That's another reason why I'm not a big fan of, and this is no shade to anybody who has big grade submission groups, like big card submission groups. And you really have to trust the person you're sending the card to say, I'm going to send them a Mike Trout rookie card. And let's just say that person has 4 Mike Trout cards sitting over there on their side, and they send it in, and you trust that person who's going to do the submission for you to sleeve that card or get it put up in the system and then send it off. You have to really have faith that person that you're sending into a grade carding group has not taken your card and did the exact same thing, swapped out your card with their card, and then they're going to send that card that you sent in later so it doesn't get mixed up, and then they send it off in the collection. Now you've got one of their cards that has a blemish on it, and then they have your card now. I mean, really, again, I'm not trying to like make people think that everybody's out to get them and that it's all big conspiracy, but these cards are getting so expensive and getting so like just through the roof. People's values and morals, whatever, kind of get thrown out the window. Like, trying to find to do the right thing, like Spike Lee says. It's becoming more and more difficult because so much of it is attached to the old greenbacks, the bones, the cheddar, cream, cash rules everything around me, like Wu-Tang used to say. So, I mean, you got to sometimes think about that and then say, are these people on the up and up? And what's keeping them not from doing that? Just their word? Because they're a good guy in the community? You know, they're 18 states away from you. You've only had interactions with them via online. You see them do a YouTube video. It's like, how do you really trust them? And again, I'm throwing myself in there. Now, I knew Sean personally. I've hung out with him. I've stayed in his house. I've met his family. We've had drinks together. We've, I've stayed the night at his house, and we were, having a good time, but not like that. Don't get twisted. And so I felt different with that because I know him as a person. He's a friend. Like, he's actually not an acquaintance, not some dude I met online. It's like a guy that I know him and his family. So, you just gotta think about that. The only way you can really know for sure is if you use your own system. Then you send it off. At least you cut out that aspect of it. So let's see here. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Joey's talking about the Wagner T206. Exactly. You're exactly right, Joey. The card savers that send in PSA, I have heard that they are allowing top loaders for the submission now. I think so. I mean, yeah, I believe so. You're going to have to send them in top loaders. The card savers are about near impossible to find. I just got done talking to my buddy who owns Four Sharp Corners in Greenfield, Indiana, not the online company, but the actual brick and mortar here in Indiana. And he said he just now starting to get some supplies. So I'm going to he said he was open today just for me, which is so nice of him. I'm like, Tracy, you lovable lug. But I'm not going to go because Luca would lose his mind if I took him to the town over for a card shop excursion. He'd be like, are you kidding me, Dad? You taking me away from Rocket League? No, I don't want to leave. Or whatever you're playing right now. The Craft of the Mind or whatever. Or COD or whatever it is. Whatever the hot thing is at the moment. So I'm going to probably go tomorrow after work, and I'm going to run over and grab some supplies. But yeah, it makes sense. Yanks fan 7, he obviously just said, he never uses submission. I don't think so. As in a group submission, I should say, sorry, I mean to clarify. But yeah, I would never do a group. I might do an individual that I truly trust, and like I said, I have another guy that I 100% trust. He's a quality dude. It's just him and my cards. And trust me, he has way high-end collectibles taste and grading and money. So stuff I'm going to send to him is like literally peanuts. So I'm not really concerned about him going, oh, Jason, that altered Ted Williams card you sent for me, I'm going to try to hold on to that one. That's a mute. So I'm not really worried about all that. So, yeah, that's very true, though. Let's see here. Well, just got 2 shipping containers. China, they won't last a week. Oh, wow. Yeah, they won't last a week. You're exactly right. Supplies, yeah. That's exactly right. That's the reason why I'm going to go there tomorrow, because he said he has a handful of supplies. And so I'm going to try to get a couple monster boxes because he was even out of shoe boxes and monster boxes and the 4 rows and all that. So I'm going to go pick up a couple boxes because I just sold another lot of my common cards and semi-stars off of Facebook Marketplace. I sold a whole box of pretty much just like overflow that I don't even collect for like $35 today. So I got some cash. I'm gonna make it rain at the club tonight. So I got that money. So I'm gonna take that money and go buy supplies with it. Hey, what up, Jimmy? Jimmy Guns. What up? What up, dude? And I know, and exactly, Jimmy, that's the thing. And like I said, I am not talking about anybody in particular, not at all. There's no proof to it. I don't have any speculation, so I don't want it to be like I ran my mouth and said something negative about anybody. I only want to say a person's name because it's not even about that. It's just me not trusting, unfortunately, people, because I feel like there's a lot of unscrupulous people out there. Or when you're talking about money makes people do, unfortunately, shady things. And let's be honest. If you already are on the line of being shady or not, and somebody has a card and you can get a card, that same card you have in your collection is $700, but if you have a card that you're looking at, it looks better and it can get you $1,400, there we go. Who says that's not happening with some people? Who says that people cannot be manipulated in that capacity? And that's just unfortunate, but humans do human stupid things and it happens. And the only way you can avoid that, at least that aspect of it, is doing the submission yourself. A lot of us don't feel comfortable doing it, including myself. I understand. So you put faith in someone else to do it for you. So you got to deal with that. You got to deal with that. So it is what it is. But the thing is, like I said, it goes back also for me at the PSA level, the SGC level, the Beckett level. What's stopping those people from doing the exact same thing? And they got a whole lot more cards to deal with. You know, there's a whole lot more going on over there. There's no way of not knowing if that stuff's not happening. And I would probably never really think of that too much. But if you watch enough reveal videos, like I've said it before, and I'm going to repeat myself, but if you really think about it, if you watch enough of those reveal videos, either they're revealing cards from your group submission and you're watching it, or individual ones, I hear time and time and time and time again, people who really look through these cards with a fine-tooth comb go, I don't remember that card having a mark on it. I don't remember that card having those chipping issues. I don't remember that card having a bum corner. I don't remember that card having that kind of registration issue. And I'm like, if you looked at that, if you only sent in like 10 cards and you had like a Sandy Koufax, and all of a sudden the Sandy Koufax card you sent in was like, crispy, and the one you received back was like it has some white spots on it, and you're like, how did that get there? Or you send a Mike Trout rookie card in and it looks like, chrome, whatever. And then it looks like you looked over the thing, you use like a little fabric cloth, you cleaned it up, make sure it looks good. You send it in, everything's kosher, you come back, and there's some kind of streak on it. There's some kind of little like scrape or whatever, a little mark. And you're like, hold on, wait, what? I'm just, like I said, I've heard so many people say stuff like that. And I'm like, what? Because like I said, it's a difference of maybe thousands of dollars, hundreds, if not thousands in some cases. So I'm just going to look at some of the comments. I do my pre-orders for product for the year, but this year's supply shortage is not ordering very much. Yeah. It's hard to. I live right next to BWC. I think that's what it's called in Anderson. I can literally walk up there today and go get my stuff out of their stock room. They will let you do it, but they are behind on their orders. And it's BWC, I think the name of the supplies company, and it's like next town over. Like 10 minutes, I could be in their loading dock, loading the stuff into my car. But they're even behind. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you have to be, right, Jamar? You just have to enjoy collecting and kind of going through your own cards and maybe try to look at collecting in a different way, because it's so expensive right now to get wax or packs or boxes of any kind. I mean, you can't even, even if you open up, Jamar, even if you open up, let's say you find 1 or 2 boxes of basketball, whatever the product is, you might not even have any supplies to sleeve them up. So then you have all your raw cards just sitting in a stack on your shelf, collecting dust and possibly going to get ruined and you bounce into it. You have one too many waters on the rocks, one too many Coca-Colas, you bounce into your shelf and you knock them over, boom. Because their supplies are hard to find right now. Yeah, dude, Jimmy, you're exactly right. If people were being honest, we all struggle that way. Some people, it's easier than others. On both, easier to be on the side of good than bad, and some people it's easier to be on the bad side than good. I mean, I get it. I think man is designed, unfortunately, to be deceitful if they can get away with it. It's only when you get caught do you decide to come out and come clean with it. I think a lot of times people do have that natural desire to be more despicable than honorable. And I can be included. I mean, now I'm a better person, but years ago, I was not the same Jason I am now. And even then, I have to, like you said, I got to put a lid on it, because it's very easy for old Jason to come up and just decide to be a different guy, but I'm not. So I try to clamp down on it. Now, sometimes sometimes if you all see my videos in the past, I'm sometimes not successful. It happens. But I do actively try to clamp down on my old nature, but sometimes not. But like I said, when it comes to other people's stuff, I can be honest about that. But there's other aspects of my personality, like you're saying, you just have to be careful about. So I totally respect that you're being upfront like that. Yeah, exactly. Carver the Horde, 1921, great it is. I mean, hey, what up, Dave? I feel like I just talked to you not too long ago. Yeah. That's awesome, Jamar, that you can actually find some supplies. And like I said, the car shop I go to, he has some stuff. He doesn't have a lot. And the stuff he does have, like right now, it's a lot more expensive as you would expect because he has to be. He doesn't really want to be that way. But, if he put everything at the price that he normally has it'd be gone in 2 seconds. So he has to kind of be somewhat, more comparable to other stores so he can at least hold on to it for a little longer and let some of the wealth go around. So for sure. But yeah, I mean, you have to go to like the Walmarts and the Targets or the Meijer or whatever, and maybe get lucky and find some top loaders there or penny sleeves there. I feel like they will get it before any of us people will get it from our local card shops. So you might have to go lucky and just go to your local Meijer and go, oh, there it is. There's 2 boxes of top loaders and 3 penny sleeves, packs. I got to go grab them now. You get in there and get into a fisticuffs with somebody else. Like, I got to get those for my Pokemon. Get off of those. So you just never know, man. It gets crazy out there. It's out there in the Wild Wild West. See, there you go. There you go. Dave just said it right there. So I honestly think if you are looking for supplies, go to big box stores like Meijer's and Targets and Walmart's and whatever else, Piggly Wiggly, they're going to have those supplies there before they're going to be in the card shops because they're buying them in bulk and they're buying them a lot more. So, you can give it to a card shop that buys 2 cases, or you can give it to a Target who buys like 80 cases for like 4 shops or 4 stores. I mean, come on. It's just economics of it all. So you're going to give whatever you have left over, you'll be like, oh, okay, now we'll go to the local places and give it to them. But if you have the Meijer, the Walmart who buys like, hundreds of cases, it is what it is. See, there you go. Joey, you ask and thou shalt receive. Dave, hooking a brother up. He may have some stuff that goes right up there. Your alley. Well, it's good that you like hockey, man. There's a Max Suzuki Japanese global impact card. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's funny because I was listening to Bob Lewis. Well, Bob Lewis and I were talking privately, but I think he might have mentioned it recently on a live stream somewhere, that the only thing he can find sometimes is hockey, and even hockey is becoming hard to find, which is mind-blowing. It's the same idea with soccer cards or whatever, is hockey and soccer cards becoming hot because there's nothing left to open? And people just want to open something, and just like the thrill of getting a hit is so monumental that they have to buy product just to crack it open, even though they have no interest in soccer or hockey. And I'm not saying that about you, Jamar. You said you like hockey, which is fine. But we know that most people in general are not soccer and hockey fans compared to baseball, basketball, and football. So is the desire to open product that high that stuff's becoming hot just by proxy of it being the only options out there? Or is there really truly a market now, like a long sustaining market for hockey and soccer that was not there before? Because I used to work in a shop called Hockey Man's, and hockey cards would sit there on the shelves and hardly ever move. And that was for like ever. So it's hard for me to believe that all of a sudden America has this great awakening that soccer and hockey in the last 8 months has become such a huge thing. Maybe I'm wrong, but are they just chasing a specific player or card? They're not really interested in the sport. They're just chasing after the whatever hot prospects or whatever are, and they're not really invested in the actual game itself. So, yeah, I've heard about Young Guns and the hockey products. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's true, man. I mean, you gotta be creative right now with the supplies. Hey, what up? What up, Xavier Snoop 12922? Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it. I mean, right now, just order directly from the distributor for sure. Oh my gosh, you're right. Yeah, when I see people buying Garbage Pail Chrome, Yes, other part is like, yeah, I think that's what it is. I mean, honestly, and I like the old school. I mean, I'm sure Davis, that's what he's. I mean, I've heard and seen you talk about that on your videos in the past. Like, 80s Garbage Pail Kids, man, all day long. Maybe early 90s too, all day long. I love that stuff. I mean, that stuff you can't even get away with nowadays. It's like probably too offensive to people. People lose their minds and be like, oh, you can't say that anymore. But I mean, nowadays, Garbage Pail Kids, Chrome, really, really. I mean, like, come on. Oh yeah, dude. And like I said, Jamar, I agree. Like, if you just like opening cards, and that's definitely not a knock at you or anyone else, that's fine. Go right for it. I mean, knock yourself out. Spend as much or as little as you want. But my point is it just because there's nothing else that you really are into is why you're opening it. And that's fine. You can open it. Maybe you get lucky and hit a autograph or a high-end rookie card or some sort of insert that you can parlay that into an actual card you may want for your collection. That's great. But for me, it's like a little bit is like going to the casino. It's like I have $20 and I want to use the penny slots, but if I don't have any penny slots because everybody's at them, I'll use $1 or a quarter slot. But I really rather use the penny slots because I really don't want to waste my money. But I'll do it for a short time so I can get the fix in, so I can just do it like I can get the feel, and then I'll get rid of it and I'll go back to the penny slot once that opens up again. So I kind of feel like that's what we're doing right now. It's like we really want to open up baseball, basketball, maybe football for the collectors, but because that's not available, we're going to run over here and do this for a short time. We're not really invested in it, and we might get lucky and hit something big. But once it opens back up, you're back over to your original collecting habits. That's my humble observation. May or may not be on point, but that's kind of what I see it as. So soccer is hot here in Atlanta. They love the sport. Yeah, I mean, like I said, some bigger city markets, I think soccer probably is bigger. But overall, as a collecting, I don't know. Like I said, I know there's some players maybe, but as a actual hobby, like all of a sudden there's going to be this like, soccer guys that just collect exclusively soccer, and it's like a sustainable thing, not just like the last couple months thing. And maybe there is, and that'd be fine. More money being spent on soccer and not on baseball is totally fine with me. Go and spend all your money on soccer, on Pokemon, on hockey, whatever. You go knock yourself out. Spend every wheat penny you have on it. Go for it. Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with it, Jamar, that shut down does, because hockey and soccer, I don't think ever really stopped. I know soccer never really stopped. I think hockey's been pretty consistently being played. So, yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think that's what it is. And people just can't find anything to rip, so they're just grabbing anything within arm's reach that's still on the shelf. I completely agree with that. 100%. So I would rather invest in baseball or basketball. Yeah, those are the sports. Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm the same way. Like, I might even buy football or basketball if I could ever find it, just because I want to use that to parlay myself into getting baseball cards. So if I pull a LeBron James, which I have zero interest in, but if I pull a LeBron James and it's like some high-end card, then yes, I would definitely sell that in a heartbeat to go use that money towards a baseball card I want or whatever. So I agree, buying stuff that you might not necessarily have an invested interest in, to use that money to jump to something else you really want is fine, for sure. So, all right, man. See you later, dude. Thanks, baby, for popping in, brother. I appreciate it. FOMO, fear of missing out, dude. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know what that was for the longest time. I was like, what is FOMO? I don't get it. I'm like, I guess I had the fear of missing out on what that meant. And I didn't even know what it was. I was like, what's FOMO? Everybody's talking about this FOMO. I'm missing out. What's happening? What's taking this YouTube by storm, this FOMO? So, yeah, I agree with you. I think that's exactly what's happening. And I think there's a lot of, like, prospectors and, like, flippers and, like, what do you call it, like, influencers who get people to have FOMO. Honestly, if you think about it, because they'll get up on their, platform, and they're talking about, oh, you got to get this soccer player, this WNBA player, this specific hockey player. And then it's like, and everybody all of a sudden, like, oh, I don't want to miss out. This is the hot new thing. Everybody's talking about it. And then you get into it, and then you're like, why do I have this? Whatever. I can't even name a soccer player, hockey player, or a WNBA player. Huh? Lionel Messi? Yeah, Messi. With an M? Yeah. Like you have a messy room? Yeah. Lionel Messi. So there you go. My son has educated me on a soccer player named Lionel Messi. So what's up? Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me. And what up, John? You right here, home skillet. Oh yeah, John Magini said that's a great soccer player, Luca. Cristiano Ronaldo. There's another soccer player for you guys. So you guys that are into soccer, if you didn't already know, Messi and Ronaldo. Those are the guys you got to be looking for. I'm assuming those are guys. Are those guys? Yeah. Those are guys. I mean, until they go through the transition, then maybe they're not anymore. What? Oh, I'm sure there's only soccer player I even know about is somebody with the last name Pele. Oh, yeah, Pele. From back in the day. I kind of remember that name or something. Oh, my son just told me he's dead. So there you go. Somebody who's not dead is my Kato Suzuki. Look, he looks so happy. He's like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy to be here. Ugh, man. I got so excited about talking to you all about all this, my conspiracy theories, that I forgot to show cards, and we got such a good conversation going. I lost track of time. I got to get back to showing these cards while we keep talking. I'll keep talking. We'll keep on trucking. So I really appreciate everybody with the conversation. We have, a lot of great guys here. We got Jamar in here. We got John. We got Dave. We got Jimmy. I'm not for sure. There's 11 people in here. We got Joey in here. I know Baby was just here, but he left. We had Yanks fan 7. He was in here for a while. So I appreciate you all popping in, and we're just having a gay old time for sure. Oh, Joe's here now. I got here just in time for your soccer picks. Won't be my soccer picks, man. I don't know nothing about soccer. My 12-year-old son just had to educate me on soccer. Can you come over here and tell them again, the guys? Can you do a photo bomb or a video bomb? Show everybody your handsome face. This is, I gotta watch out for this kid. He's so handsome that there's gonna be so many girls chasing him down. Look at that. Look at that handsome boy. Oh, that's such a handsome young man. I love you so much. So what are these soccer guys' names?
Messi and Ronaldo.
Messi and Ronaldo. What about do you know any hockey guys? Do you know any WNBA girls? No. So this is soccer guys. Yeah. What do you think is a football player that a lot of people don't know about that you like?
That I like?
Yeah, or like you think people sleeping on, like you think has an upside. Because I know you know a lot more about football than you do probably any other sport.
I know, but I'm trying to think of every single.
Maybe not even. This is a guy that you really like. This is a football player you really enjoy.
DK Metcalf.
DK Metcalf. Where does he play?
Seahawks.
DK Metcalf. You heard it here first, ladies.
He used to play for the Seahawks.
He used to play.
Yeah. Or he still does that.
I'm gonna say RG3. The bus. Yeah. Are those guys still playing? So there you go. All right. So yeah, there you go. So there we go. We got another Hideo Nomo. I had to show off my son. He's too cool now for my videos. It used to be back in the day, as soon as he heard me go live or do a video, he'd run in here and be like, Dad, can I get in there? Can I do it? Can I sit in here with you? Now he's like, oh my gosh, my dad. He's such a nerd. He's so embarrassing. What would the neighbors think? And you know what? He is probably right. He's 100% correct. Oh, yeah, he said Metcalf is good. Yeah. Yep. Then we got a Pacific Omega of Hideo Nomo. So there you go. And this is shockingly, this card right here that my friend sent me, this is a red variation. This is like a $10 card. I was like, what? Or at least on Trading Card Database, they had it listed as that. And they're usually pretty accurate with a lot of their, like, just, if it's like a common card, they'll put like 10 cents, 15 cents. If it's a rookie card, of a pretty decent Japanese ball player would be like $1.20, $82. So when it's like an insert card or variation card, I always feel like they're pretty spot on. So there you go. This is a red Omega insert of Hideo Nomo. I probably should put that in the sleeve. I'm over here talking about that. Then we got Kazuhisa Ishii on the gold. Right there on the gold Bowman. Sometimes it's hard to remember because of the gold lettering. All right, then we got another Kazuhisa Ishii on the bazooka. Right there. Then on the victory, Kazuhisa Ishii. This was some sort of game, I think, from back in the day. And here's a kind of foil Kazuhisa Ishii. I don't know how clutch he is. This is clutch players. I don't remember Ishii being that clutch, but what do I know? Here's another Ishii with the Dodgers on the Fleer Tradition, I think. Yep. Then we got a gold Kazuhiro Sasaki on the gold. There you can see the gold lettering. So that's a cool one. Sometimes it's hard to keep up. And this is a guy who, like, I don't think ever stepped foot onto a Yankees ball field, but it's Katsuhiro Maeda right here, who was a pitcher for the Yankees, but I don't think he ever made it. I think this is just a wishful thinking on his part, for sure. Oh, yeah, you got Ishii back in the day. We got an Iwakuma with the Mariners. Hisashi, if you're dirty. Another Bowman Hisashi right here, Iwakuma. I've said this before, but he was a pretty good player. I don't think he got enough accolades. And then we got this. See, and this is a good. If you were here initially, when I talked about if you're a player collector, and sometimes it escapes you if you don't really pay attention to the cards, because there could be slight variations. And if you're trying to collect a certain player and then you miss out on a card that you had in your collection, it kind of sucks. Or you spend money on a card thinking, I don't have that. You go back and look through your cards and you realize you spent $8, $10, $3 on a card you already have because you're, I don't have that variation. So this is the original. This is Koji Uehara card right here from Bowman. But Bowman released a Japanese version, like where are you from version with a Japanese flag in the background. Exact same card, but there's a flag in the background, and the other card does not have that. So these are the things that's very important to try to find, because if you look at the back of the card, it doesn't say anything different. There's nothing different on the back of the card. It's the exact same card. So you really got to pay attention to the front of the card, and sometimes you got to pay attention to the back of the card. So for sure. Then we got Hiroki Kuroda. So there you go with that. It's the same card. Let's see here. I'll show some Rocco Baldelli and Juan Rivera cards. I can't say I have any of those cards. I probably got rid of them all. Then we got Tsuyoshi Shinjo when he was with the Mets. It's probably the only time you see him actually really even got a hit, because he was definitely not a hitting machine like he thought he was going to be. Then we got another, this is the Donruss Fan Club, Tsuyoshi Shinjo, right there. And then there's a Kuroda here, another Hiroki Kuroda. All right, and then we got the whole fat pussy toad, as Steinbrenner used to call Hideki Irabu so affectionately. You would not be able to get away with that nowadays, because people would be super, super offended and super, super butthurt. You could never probably say anything like that nowadays. Here is Irabu with the Montreal Expos. I think it's pretty hilarious, quite frankly. But it is. I mean, I feel like when you spend millions of dollars on a player and they come and lay an egg, as a player for your team, I almost feel like, you know what, I deserve to say something like that. This is a really pretty card here of Irabu. This is called a Prism. It has a lot going on. This is a really pretty card. It's almost like I want to get this card graded just because I think it looks so pretty. It's so pretty. Pretty. And then here's a Matsuzaka insert card. And again, these are different ones too because there's a gold version. There's ones with like the stars that are blue. They have like 3 blue stars, 5 blue stars. So there's all kinds of different variations. I think there's a bronze also of this or something like that. So there, you got to be careful. Here's a Matsuzaka here. Sometimes some of these cards have variations where there's no facsimile autograph. It's completely blank. So it's another way to find out about a card that you have. Because I know his original rookie card, they had ones with his English signature, no signature, Japanese signature. I mean, that's what you're dealing with. Then we have another Daisuke card right here on the Bowman. And then we have a Kenji Jojima with throwbacks to Thurman Munson. Shout out to Old Man Genie Collection and Dave. Their Thurman Munson cards there. But it definitely has that like Thurman Munson feel on this Kenji Jojima. Right there. Looks very cool. Now, he was nowhere near the player that Thurman Munson was, but it's a kind of cool throwback card. There's another Jojima right here. That's a cool looking card. He's all masked up. He was masked up before it was cool to be masked up. He could definitely go into a local McDonald's and not have to worry about being told that he couldn't get service there. For sure. Munson was all right. He's just all right. He's all right. Then we got Kenji Jojima on this one. It's a good-looking card. I always feel like Kenji Jojima cards are highly underrated. Like, he always looks like he looks great in his cards. Then we got Shikatose Hasegawa on the Angels. I think he also spent some time with the Mariners towards the end of his career. Here's a cool Fukudome card. Kosuke Fukudome. I should. You're right, dude. You're right, John. You know what, dude? I think I would come into a lot of money after I go to South Carolina for just a sweet little tour of a certain individual's collection. And then I might, when I come back, all of a sudden it'll be like I hit the lottery and I'll have all this extra money laying around. I don't know how I received it. I don't know how I got the money, but I believe I would probably be able to, make something like that happen. So here is another guy who played for the SoftBank Hawks in Japan, Fukuoka. It's Munenori Kawasaki. And then again, here we go. We got the black standard. We got the gold version of the card with the Bowman, the BDPW. So there you go. And like I said before, that I hate to be a stickler because I am grateful, but it's like sending somebody cards for their collection and they're all janked up. They have all that white showing, the corners are busted up. It's kind of like, okay, I appreciate it. Here, this card's even yellow. Like, I don't know if you can see that, but the card has a yellow hue around it. So, whatever. I'm grateful. Just don't. It is what it is. Then we got a rookie cup card of Tadahito Iguchi. Tadahito Iguchi-san. Oh, Iguchi. I like the purple. I like the purple on this card here. If I can get it actually in frame. So there you go. And then we got another Iguchi card here. Gucci, la, la, la. Yeah, that's right. Little sweet marmalade or whatever. Sweet marmalade. Then we got an Ichiro Bazooka comic right there. This is a record 225 first base hits for Ichiro. Safe. I consider this a singular achievement. Wah, 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 wah. Now, did Ichiro really say that? And if he did, why wasn't it in Japanese? Then we got Little Matsui, Kazuo Matsui. He had the same last name as Hideki. And then we have a Bowman Gold and a Bowman Chrome of Matsui right there. So there you go. And then we have, this is another guy. Here's Seiichi Uchikawa. And again, the card, you can tell like it's been yellowed and beat up a little bit. So there you go. Oh, this is actually numbered. I didn't even realize it's numbered out of $3.99. There you go. $3.99. Holla. Holla. And whoa. And then we got a Hideki Matsui right here on the Bowman. And then we got some Kurt Suzuki's. Kurt Mega 2020 Suzuki. The interwebs always melt down when a person who is not white says stuff like that or supports, a conservative movement. Suzuki being obviously Japanese or half Japanese says that they just can't handle themselves. They lose their minds. You got Kurt Suzuki because they want the narrative to be you have to be some gun clinging white conservative Jesus loving person to say that kind of stuff. No decent minority would ever say that. That's just mind boggling. Here you go. I got Kurt Suzuki. I don't even know if he's even with the Nationals anymore. And then talking about Kurt Suzuki now, these are all rookie cards right here that I have. This is a pretty cool one here. I never knew this one existed. This is out of 552 right here. This is number 474 out of Topps 52. You look at the back, that's the number stamped on the back. I think something like that. I think you may be right. I think I remember hearing something about, the guy who played Fred Munster. I forgot his real name. You're right. And this is Kyuji Fujikawa. I have to look at his name, sorry. So Kyuji Fujikawa. There you go. Rookie card. This is an update card from 2013. So there you go. That's awesome, dude. Hey, what's up, Sterling? And then we have Takashi Kashiwada on this rookie card when he's with the Mets. And again, this is apparently he's with the Mets in pitching, but it must have been literally not a cup of coffee, more like a cup of espresso. Because I do not remember him at all even playing. Then we got Masato Yoshii on this Fleer Tradition. And this is another one here. I don't ever remember this guy ever playing on the field. Norihiro Nakamura on the Donruss Studio. Right there. And then we have Hisanori Takashi on the Bowman Chrome rookie card. And this is a player who doesn't get a lot of love, but Hideki Okajima was a really good baseball player, pitcher for the Red Sox. I don't know if he ended up going anywhere else, but it was almost like lights out. Whenever he pitched, no one was getting a hit off of him. He did a great job. He was a relief pitcher. He also did saves. He did quite a few saves for the Red Sox. I think he was on both the Red Sox winning teams when they won the World Series, if I'm not mistaken, or he was involved in a lot of those playoff games or World Series games. And then we got a rookie card of Shigetoshi Hasegawa on the Flair Showcase. Right there. Look at that. Look at that shiny. There you go. Let's see here. You got a little card. Okay, there you go. They got a Kenji Jojima rookie card. I'm telling you guys, this guy does not take a bad picture. This guy is always taking quality pictures for his baseball cards. Action shots. It's almost like he knows somebody's behind him with the camera, so he's ready to go. It's like, oh, they're gonna take a picture. He's like, oh, hello guys, I'm ready for my close up. It's like, I know it is, isn't it? See, here's another one. Case in point, Kenny Jojima in action, great shot as a catcher. I mean, look at that. Look at that action. I mean, like, this guy does not take a bad card. I implore you to find a Kenji Jojima card where he does not look like a straight up great baseball player. Either he's taking a great, portfolio shot or an action shot. I don't ever see a Kenji Jojima shot where he's like this. Like he just got done having a 420 kind of day. There we got Shingo Takatsu on the Bowman Gold. I'm sorry. There you go. Oh, and then here's the regular Bowman, so you can see them back to back. Gold, black. So, that's same card there. Then we got Travis Ishikawa from Seattle, Washington on the rookie card here on the Bowman rookie card. This is another guy who I don't think ever showed up in any road game. Maybe I'm wrong. It's Nobuaki Yoshida. Nobuaki Yoshida. Never heard of him before. But there he is on the Topps Bazooka card. Nobuaki. Yoshida-san. Yoshida. It's like sound like Yoshida sounds like such a like powerful name. Yoshida-san. Then we have Takahito Nomura right here. I never even seen this card before, but this is a Fleer EX, I guess, right here. And this is a numbered card out of 24.99. You see there up there, it's the 1345 or 1645. So there's that. Oh, and then I have it up. He's like, fell down. So there you have that. And then here he is on a rookies card from Don Russ. Then we have a Kazuhisa Ishii rookie card, Topps rookie card. When John Mangini was a super collector of him. Then we got a Kei Igawa rookie card right there. It looks good. He had a couple good seasons with the Yankees. And then we have Akinori Otsuka, rookie card when he was with the Padres. Then So Taguchi, he was with the Cardinals and won, I believe, one World Series with them, and then he won one with the Philadelphia Phillies. I don't think he was a main player with the Phillies. I don't know if he even received a ring. I don't know if he was even in the lineup or on the bench, but I think he was with them in 2008 when they won the World Series in the Philadelphia. Then we got a couple, 4 to be exact. UCLA Kikuchi, National Baseball Card Day rookie cards. So like four or 5 of those bad boys. So I got plenty of those. Then I got a Travis Ishikawa Bowman Chrome rookie card. There you go. Got some Bowman Chrome action. Travis Ishikawa with the San Francisco Giants. The all-time home run leader is Sandaharu O. He is the all-time home run hit king. And if you're going to take it for the world, he would be for the world as well because he had like 800 home runs or something like that. He had more than any other player. I mean, like I said, because I think if you were on one of our calls before or one of our live streams, they're moving in the Negro League players' stats that are verifiable stats into Major League Baseball, and then they're going to put them all together and then, filter them through. Then you have a lot of these people who want to take legend and hearsay and, observational reports and try to put that as actual verifiable fact and statistics, which you cannot do. But they were trying to be like, well, Josh Gibson hit 900 home runs, but there's no proof of that anywhere. And I'm like, but what you can prove is that if you're going to use that thinking, which I don't think you should just use verifiable facts, actual sanctioned games in the MLB or the Negro Leagues in this case, and then you could do that, and that's fine. I mean, that is what it is, regardless of what I think about it or not. But if you're going to do that, then you would say, well, then, of course, Sandaharu O is the home run king of the world because he had 800. Or you would take Ichiro's baseball hits in Japan and bring him over to America, and then he would have more hits than anybody. So it's a slippery slope. And those are all verifiable, by the way. So you got Sol Taguchi right here on another rookie card. But to answer your question before I went on my little tangent, it is Sando Haruo. And this is a blue blue frame parallel on the Diamond King of Kikuchi. And then I have two of the rated rookie Kikuchi cards there. And then I have a Masahide Kobayashi Bowman Chrome when he was with the Indians. And then Hideki Irabu rookie card with Don Russ. And then this guy's not Japanese, but he's a pretty good ball player, so I held on to his rookie card. Here's a Colton Wong rookie card. So there you go. So that was that. I'll show you that. So those are the cards from the care package I received from my buddy Greg on Facebook. He's not a YouTuber, but he always is so kind to send me Japanese ball player, Asian ball players. He sends me Chinese, Taiwanese, Korean. You know, if they look Asian, which I appreciate some cases, like I said, it works out because Travis Ishikawa and Kurt Suzuki are biracial and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, so I'm very appreciative of Greg doing that. I don't think he ever watches these videos. He probably doesn't care. He just does out of the kindness of his heart. It probably also helps him just move stuff he don't want out of his collection. But anyways, those are the cards, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. This was much longer than I thought, but we got kind of going on some topics, which was great. I'm sure I'll be revisiting it again sometime with some other people. Maybe we could talk about it in like a forum. We can get a couple people on and we can do some talking heads and see what people think about that. It'd be kind of a cool topic. So, guys, I appreciate y'all watching. Until next time, peace in the Middle East.